In the beginning there was nothing but a fleeting glance. Two souls, unaware of the moment that would alter the course of their lives, crossed paths by chance, with nothing more than curiosity sparking between them. The air around them hummed with the possibility of what could be, the quiet anticipation of connection yet to be discovered. It was a simple moment, but it would be the first stanza of a shared story, the first line of a poem waiting to be written. Time seemed to slow as they exchanged words, as if the universe held its breath. Each syllable shared between them began to weave a tapestry of emotion, creating a language beyond spoken words. They were both unaware of the vast expanse of experiences that would unfold between them, the laughter and the tears, the highs and the lows. But in that first encounter, there was the beginning of something sacred, the foundation of a love that would soon become a poem in itself. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, they began to discover the rhythm of each other's heartbeats. Every conversation, every smile, every touch felt like a verse being written in the story of their life. It was not always easy, and yet it was beautiful in its complexity. They were learning each other, not just in the simple sense of names and likes, but in the deeper, unspoken ways that only true connection can cultivate. The poetry of their bond was woven through shared silences and fleeting moments. They understood each other in ways that words could never fully explain, and their bond grew stronger, not because it was perfect, but because it was real. With every passing day, they painted their love in shades of vulnerability and strength, adding new stanzas to their ongoing poem. Their hearts had found a language of their own, a dialect built on shared experiences and mutual understanding. But love is never without its struggles, and the poem of them was no exception. As they journeyed deeper into their connection, the inevitable hardships began to arise. There were days when the words felt lost, and the silences between them grew heavier than ever before. Disagreements came like thunderstorms, sometimes fierce and loud, sometimes quiet but relentless. But even in those moments, their bond never truly broke. It merely reshaped itself, evolving with each new challenge. They learned the beauty of compromise, of listening even when the heart screamed to be heard. They discovered the power of forgiveness, not as a weakness but as a strength, a decision to choose love over pride. Their poetry shifted in tone during these moments, moving from the light and playful to something more somber and contemplative, as they explored the deeper layers of their connection. Yet, through every trial, they found a renewed sense of purpose in each other, a reaffirmation that their love was something worth fighting for. As the seasons changed, so did they. Their individual growth began to mirror the growth of their love. They learned that love was not a destination but a journey, one that required constant nurturing and attention. It was not enough to simply exist beside one another. They had to continue growing, evolving, and supporting each other's dreams and aspirations. The poetry of them became a beautiful balance of independence and togetherness. They found joy in the small things, in the quiet mornings shared over coffee, in the shared look across a crowded room that spoke volumes without a single word. Their love was no longer just about the grand gestures or the magical moments. It was about the everyday acts of kindness, the support offered without hesitation, and the comfort found in each other's presence. They were no longer just two individuals in love. They were a unified force, building a life together, line by line, verse by verse. But even as their bond deepened, the weight of life's challenges continued to press upon them. There were moments of doubt, times when the world seemed too heavy to carry alone, and even the strongest relationships felt vulnerable. In those moments, they turned to the poetry they had created together, the lines and verses they had written over the years. The love they shared became a refuge, a place where they could weather the storms together. The poetry of them was a reminder that they had already overcome so much, and that no matter what came their way, they were stronger together. It was in these quiet moments of reassurance that they learned the true power of love. Its ability to heal, to strengthen, and to provide hope when all seemed lost. And as they navigated the challenges life threw their way, they continued to write their story, each chapter unfolding with a sense of hope, resilience, and unwavering commitment. Through it all, they discovered that love was not just a feeling but a choice, an ongoing decision to commit, to stay, and to continue writing the poem of their lives, even when the words didn't always come easily. It was in the difficult times, when they chose to stay, when they chose to work through their differences, that their love grew the strongest. Their bond was not forged in perfection, but in the willingness to face imperfection together, to embrace the flaws and continue moving forward. Each day became a new stanza, each challenge a verse that added depth and meaning to their story. They had learned that love was not about avoiding conflict or hardship, but about how they responded to it together. And in those moments, their love became a testament to the strength of their connection, a poem that was written not just with words, but with actions, patience, and understanding. And yet, amidst the struggles and the triumphs, there was an undeniable beauty in the way they had grown together. Their love had transformed into something greater than either of them could have imagined. What had begun as a simple spark, a chance encounter, had become a lifelong journey, a shared masterpiece written in the language of the heart. It was not just about the love they shared, but about the people they had become because of each other. They had grown in ways they never thought possible, learning not only about each other, but about themselves. The poetry of their connection was not just in the moments they had shared, but in the people they had become through those moments. They had learned to love not just the other person, but the person they had become when they were together. It was a love that had reshaped them, molding them into something stronger, more compassionate, and more complete than they had ever been on their own. As time continued to pass, they found themselves reflecting on the journey they had taken. They thought back to the early days, to the awkward first conversations, and the excitement of discovering each other. They marveled at how far they had come, how much they had grown, both as individuals and as a couple. The poetry of them had unfolded in ways they never could have predicted, but it was perfect in its own way. The mistakes they had made, the lessons they had learned, and the love they had built, it all came together to create something unique and beautiful. They realized that their love was not just a fleeting moment in time, but an ongoing narrative, one that would continue to evolve as long as they were together. The poetry of them was not defined by a single moment, but by the journey they had taken together, line by line, verse by verse. Through all the changes, the growth, the challenges, and the triumphs, the one constant was their love. It was the foundation on which everything else was built. And as they looked ahead, they knew that the story was far from over. There were still more chapters to be written, more verses to be added, and more lines to be shared. The poetry of them would continue to evolve just as they would. Together they would face whatever came their way, knowing that as long as they were together, their love would always be enough to carry them through. They had built something beautiful, something lasting, and it was a love that would endure for a lifetime. The poem of their lives was still being written, and each new day brought with it a fresh page, a new opportunity to continue creating the story of them.